Good morning, everyone. We rise.
Please rise and body your
Humbly
spirit.
hearted rise. Won't be divided. Rise. With spirit to guide us. Rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. And we rise. All of the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. And we rise up from the wreckage. Rise with tears and with courage. Rise fighting for life. Rise in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. And we rise. Humbly hearted rise. Won't be divided. Rise. With spirit to guide us. Rise.
Good morning, First Unitarian. Woo! And welcome to those online as well as those here present. We are celebrating Resistance today. I'm a 40-year Unitarian and a lifelong American. I love Unitarian values of diversity and equity and inclusion and love. And I love American values of liberty and justice for all. And so we have gathered together with congregations across the country because we have formed a democracy action team. There's one in Dearborn, Michigan, where they have 220 members in their community. And every month they get together as a unified democracy action team. So we have a survey today. We'd like you to complete that because we want to know here at First Unitarian how we can help you in your resistance to tyranny and oligarchy and everything that's flooding the zone in Washington. So we want to promote Unitarian Universalist values in the nation's capital and in all organizations across the country. Please complete the survey and we'll pick it up at the end. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Ed Derringer. I'm your Vice President of the Board of Trustees. You may have noticed we are practically full, so we would really appreciate it if you take some time to make sure we make room at the table for everyone to come in as possible by moving together in your seats and maybe even raising your hand for Eric back there to know where there are some empty seats. Can we get you gathering together? There's quite a few over here for anybody wanting to come up in here. Okay, there's some of it here. Thank you. Can we still move together some, though, that have empty seats in between, so it makes it easy for people? Thank you. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whether you are carried joy or sorrow in your heart, you are welcome here. All people of goodwill are warmly invited to join us on the great journey of the mind, the heart, and the spirit. We will have a giving in action today, and all cash and receipts, checks will be donated in full unless designated otherwise. We'll learn more about that organization later today. If you're looking for ways to engage in our community and support the work of our congregation, please visit our opportunities table in the back of the community room after service. There are a variety of activities that would welcome more helping hands. We would love to match you with an opportunity of your interest. Please remember to silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. Welcome to worship.
Would you please join us in singing our welcome song? We are many, we are one. The light of the world is within you. Sacred and worthy is your soul. A place has been made for you. Welcome.
Good morning. Our call to worship today was written by Danny Brick. I know, if you could go back, you would walk with Jesus. You would march with King. Maybe assassinate Hitler? At least hide Jews in your basement. It would all be clear to you. But people then, just like you, were baffled. They had bills to pay and children they didn't understand, and they too were desperate for normalcy. They made anything normal, even turning everything inside out, even killing. And it's easy for turning the other cheek to be looking the other way, for walking to become just talking, and they hid in their houses and watched it on television when they had television, and wrung their hands or didn't, and your hands are just like theirs, lined, permeable, small. And you would follow Caesar and quote McCarthy and Hoover, and you would want to make Germany great again. Because you are afraid, and your parents are sick, and your job pays nothing, and where is your dignity? Just a little dignity. And those kids sitting down in the highway, chaining themselves to buildings, what's their problem? Those kids, that's King. This is Selma, and Berlin, and Jerusalem. And now is when they need you to be brave. Now is when you need to go back and forget everything you know and give up the things you're chained to and make it look so easy in your grandkids' history books. They should still have those, right? Now is when it will all be clear to them.
For today's service on how resistance works, we'll be singing songs of resistance. Protest songs play a powerful role in resistance movements. These songs name the injustices we see in our world, create a sense of purpose and solidarity, give us hope and courage, and inspire action. Which Side Are You On was originally written by Florence Reese in 1931. She was the wife of Sam Reese, a union organizer for the United Mine Workers in Harlan County, Kentucky. Law enforcement broke into Reese's house to arrest him in order to intimidate him and the work he was doing, but he was not home. His wife, Florence, and their children were harassed, and after the incident, Florence penned the words for the song which you will hear today. You are invited to join us on the chorus.
Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say they fight for freedom. There are no neutrals there. Then you stand with hatred. You do not stand a prayer. Which side are you on? 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 My father was an airman. He flew in World War II. He would not see democracy defined by men like you. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Oh, women, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. When your choices are dictated by some narrow-minded man. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? I went downtown to protest, 'cause white supremacy's wrong. They channeled hateful statements, and we raised our voice in song. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? In the corridors of power, they've never anchored well. But come the next election, we'll send them all to hell. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Bye. And I'm going to ask my little friends to stay put for just a minute. We're doing something extra today. So first this, and then I'll call my friends up. All right. Good morning. We are celebrating our volunteers. Yay! We have so many volunteers who have made this amazing program come back to life. So I want to quickly celebrate them. I'm not going to do a hug and all the things that I did last time because we're trying to keep it brief. I'll give you a hug later. All right, here are our top volunteers. These are people who volunteered more Sundays than you would think possible, really. Ellen Cahill, are you up? Are you here? 17. Where is she? Where is she? Come on down. 17 times. She served in our preschool 17 times. Come on down. So I have a card, and then maybe I'll put these down here. You can choose one of these, and then here's your card. I'll give you a hug later. All right, Elisa Erickson, again, 17 times. Noelle, 13 times. Noelle. Michelle Wheatman, 15 times with our 2nd through 5th grade. Michelle Wheatman. And Derek Enns, I don't think he's here, but he is a dad of the 2 boys, and he has served 11 times. I'll save that for him. All right, we also have lots of volunteers who come when they can, and we are so grateful for them too. We've got Tammy, come on down. Charlotte. There's that. Scott, another dad serving. Love it when our dads serve. Grab a gift, grab a gift. Yeah, did everybody grab a gift? Elisa, did you get one? Okay. Maggie, a mom serving for us. Thank you, Maggie. Yes. Molly, I don't think she's here today, but Molly's a mama that serves. Go ahead and grab a gift there. Sean, I haven't seen Sean. Is he here? Sean Stevenson? No. Okay, he's just started with us. I know CJ's not here. I don't think Grace, is Grace here? Okay. We have a lot that I knew weren't going to be here. Okay. And then in our teen space, which we are still trying to get off the ground the first 2 Sundays of the month, we have Ellery. Is Ellery here? No? Okay. Robin Keith? No? There she is, Robin, yay! Thank you. All right, I know Michelle Boyer's not here. We have Kate and Mitch Mazzata. I don't think they're here either. They had things going on. Okay, so that's it for that one. And then, I don't know if you know this or not, but we have board members who volunteer. And I am so grateful for them. So Betsy, come on down. Betsy is a board member who serves in RE. And our very own Board of Trustees President, Coral Causeway. Woo! See, join us. It's fun. And I will say, if I ever sent out hey, somebody just had to cancel, I need a last minute fill-in, Coral, I mean, she would come to my rescue. Thank you, Coral. You're amazing. And then Kristen Atkinson, is she here? So she has also served. She was our Faith and Formation chair, and she's stepping down, so I have a gift for her, but we'll get it to her another time. All right. Okay.
Wait.
What?
We got a lot of things, and this woman here, oh my gosh, did so much. Yes. Yeah, put in the love, because I don't know
Thank
what
you.
we would do without her.
You make me cry. Don't make me cry. Thank you.
So I'm going to go quickly. If you are, so were you going to call the kids up?
Yeah.
Kids, come up. All the kids come up. Parents, you can come up too because we want to show some love. We have also something for you, Leslie. So we have.
I was not gonna cry. This is one of the few times I was gonna get up here and not cry. Thanks,
So
Charlotte.
Leslie, we
Thanks.
have a gift certificate for you and a card.
Oh,
and we
thank
also
you.
have a plant. There we go.
Thank
Some
you.
of your
Oh, how
favorite colors.
beautiful.
Yes. And we just want to thank you so much for all the hard work and so much you've done for our families and for our kids and for new people coming in. We appreciate you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, I've got my friends here. Ooh. So, friends, we have been working on the UU shared values. Some of you haven't been here in a while, so you might not know this, but you can do it with your fingers. We're learning the handy ways. This is our last shared core value. All right, so number one, friends, What is number 1? Transformation. Number 2, equity. Number 3, pluralism. Number 4, justice. Number 5, generosity. Number 6, we're making a heart, love. And number 7, I'm sorry, friends, this one's a bit of a stretch, but go with me. Number 7, so we're holding up our 7 fingers. Number 7, one is your palm, like your, I don't know, the ground. These are little legs. We're walking over and kneeling, and look, oh, it's interconnected. I did not make this up. I'm just doing what someone else told me to do. But I love it. I love it. Interconnectedness. All right, friends, that is it. We're going to get sung out and go have some fun. You ready? I might need help carrying things. Maybe Miss Charlotte can help me. Thank you.
Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around is a freedom song based on the spiritual Don't You Let Nobody Turn You Round. This song was sung during demonstrations for civil rights in the United States, including during strikes. Please rise in body and our spirit and join us in singing. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up on freedom land. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up on freedom land. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up on freedom land. Ain't gonna let authority turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let authority turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up on freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up on freedom land.
The Giving in Action is a part of Angelica Village, which I'm a part of. And this lady right here, Jay, and she's going to talk to you about immigration law and investment in people who are struggling to take care of their families. And I am honored to be a part of this woman's life.
Thank you, Randall. Thank you, Randall. Thank you all for having me, our community. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Let's kick off. I am here to talk about Angelica Village. We are a nonprofit intentional community located in Lakewood, Colorado, and we partner with displaced people from around the world. And really, we're a community first. We live and do life together. We have 130 people, 22 families from 12 different countries around the world, including Afghanistan, Uganda, Congo, Tanzania, Kenya, El Salvador, Colombia, Honduras, Guatemala, missing some, but you get the gist. We're all over. We speak 4 major languages. Do what you can, receive what you need. Right now, as most of you know, the administration has caused most of our people in our community to be fearful every day. Fearful how they're going to live life, whether they're going to stay in the United States or not, whether their family will get broken up or not. Many of our mamas have kids who are U.S. citizens, and so that's a fear as well. And we do everything together. We do meals, we have food donation, clothing donations, housing. We help provide housing. It's unaffordable in Colorado right now. But our ask today is in immigration legal fees. We have over 25 people who are currently in some sort of legal situation to be in the United States. It costs $7,500 per person to get legal fees. And we have 25 of them. We're working with an amazing law firm called Compost Law, and they're giving us huge discounts, but still very expensive. And so what this allows us to do is have legal representation at each hearing. People are 10 to 15% more likely to get deported or have their asylum cases rejected if they don't have legal representation. Denver's legal immigration law is pro bono, is doing a great job of those initial meetings, but we need that help consistently so that people will actually show up to their court dates. We have people not showing up because they're fearful they're going to get deported, and that just makes this tumble effect, right? And so we're just one of many organizations in Colorado currently focused on that. We focus on a lot of different things. We just do life together. But this legal thing changed in January. Our budget did not have any legal fees for the 2025 year. So that's our ask today. But the bigger ask is just to get to know us. We have meals. Get involved, but not just with us, but other organizations in the Denver metro area that help these things. We need each other to do life. We need community. So thank you.
As the choir gathers, I'll give you some background on our next song. We Shall Not Be Moved is an African American spiritual and protest song which dates back to the early 19th century. Most likely it was sung at revivalist camp meetings and as a slave jubilee. It gained popularity when it was used as a labor union song and protest song during the civil rights movement. It was adopted by protesters in Sweden during the anti-nuclear and peace movements of the 1970s. A Spanish version has been sung worldwide to protest improper treatment of immigrant women workers and other labor struggles. So I did not know that this was the Giving in Action, so I just want to point out that it's cool when the universe works things together, that this song is used specifically to stand up for immigrant women who are mistreated in labor situations many times. So.
This is a world in need of mercy. Please respond with, have mercy. For the victims of war, have mercy. For women, men, and children, have mercy. For the maimed and the crippled, have mercy. For the abandoned and the homeless, have mercy. For the imprisoned and the tortured, have mercy. For the widowed and the orphaned, have mercy. For the weary and the desperate, have mercy. For the lost and the forsaken, have mercy. May we and the world have mercy.
This is a world in need of deliverance. Please respond with, deliver us. From the myth that violence is redemptive, deliver us. From the tyranny of greed, from the ugliness of racism and bigotry, from the cancer of hatred, from the seduction of wealth, from the addiction of control, from the idolatry of nationalism, from the paralysis of cynicism, from the violence of apathy, from the ghettos of poverty, and from the ghettos of wealth.
Let us resist evil wherever we find it. Please respond with, we will not comply. With the waging of senseless war,
We will not comply.
with the legalization of murder,
We will not comply.
with the slaughter of innocents,
We will not comply.
with the ravaging of the earth,
We will not comply.
with principalities and powers that oppress,
We will not comply.
with the destruction of peoples,
We will not comply.
with the theology of empire,
We will not comply.
with the business of militarism,
We will not comply.
with the hoarding of the riches,
We will not comply.
and with the dissemination of fear.
We will not comply. Please respond with, this work is ours. Our world and our time needs our hands and our hearts. This work is ours. The commitment to nonviolence. This work is ours. The peace that passes understanding. This work is ours. The justice that precedes peace. This work is ours. The love that makes hate irrelevant. This work is ours. The freedom from tyranny. This work is ours. The end of racism, sexism, and classism. This work is ours. The dawning of the age of inclusivity. This work is ours. This work is ours. This work is ours. This work is ours. This work is ours.
Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna
Good morning, First Unitarian. A couple of very brief things to let you know about. First is next Saturday at 9 o'clock, we have a class here at First Unitarian that we offer. It's called Finding Yourself at First Unitarian. And if you're someone who's exploring your relationship to this congregation, this class is for you. If you're just curious about this congregation or Unitarian Universalism in general, this class is for you. If you just want to hang out with some wonderful people and have some coffee and snacks on us on a Saturday morning, this class is for you. There's info on the back of your order service. Just please register so I know that you're coming. Secondly, closer to home, today, after church, 12 o'clock, right here in this room, we will have our annual congregational business meeting. Everyone's welcome, but if you're a member, you get to vote, and please do. Now, a couple of small kind of listeners' advisories for what I'm about to share with you. Listener advisories, plural. First, my topic for today, how resistance works, could be studied for a lifetime. The subject is huge, it is complex, it is nuanced, and this sermon is going to be relatively short, forewarned. Second, some of you may feel today that I am abandoning the spiritual in favor of the political, and that a church should stay focused on things that are religious and leave the political for other settings, and I get that. I do. But that ain't this church. And that's not this preacher. So, I maintain that what's happening in our country and around the world right now is a spiritual matter. I don't see the political and the spiritual as entirely separate components of life, and I don't think any of us are or should be so spiritually advanced that we can stay calm and serene while our house is burning down. Because it's not just that the house is burning down. The house is being burned down. The painstaking work of centuries to try and build a more equitable society through education and worker protections and civil rights and democracy itself is being torched with gleeful abandon through lies and manipulation, corruption, and hate for the sole purpose of consolidating raw power into the hands of people with great wealth and no conscience. Not a week goes by these days, and hasn't since last fall, that someone doesn't ask me some version of, what can I do? I feel so helpless. Can anything stop this destruction? I will tell you, I don't care about resisting Donald Trump. It is painfully obvious, to me at least, that attacking him personally only makes his base love him even more. And if we haven't figured that out by now, we're not paying attention. On the other hand, I care a great deal about resisting the oligarchic fascist kleptocracy that he is working hard to shove down all of our throats. As evidenced by, among other things, the celebration of ignorance and incivility, the denial of science, the senseless, racist oppression of immigrants and their families, the undermining of education and free speech and international relations and civil rights and democratic checks and balances and due process, history itself, on and on. I think we have to be clear that what we want is positive, inclusive principles and practices. It's got to be bigger than just being anti-Trump. Amen? I also think we need to understand clearly that even though some issues appear separate, these are all part of the same goal of burning down the house. In other words, torching international relations is not entirely separate from torching higher education, or a free press, or the lives of millions of immigrants, or the legal system, even though each of those institutions has so far reacted individually to the attacks that have been made on them individually. At this moment, I don't think any of us are imagining going as far as something like the French resistance during World War II. We're not signing up for espionage or sabotage or guerrilla attacks. Yet. I'm not joking. And the times call for much more than just ordinary democratic opposition. We need a politics of offense. Aimed at winning elections, but also winning loyalty and investment and hearts and minds, willingness to sacrifice, most importantly, collaboration and teamwork. Like all tyrants or wannabe tyrants, the strategy for amassing power is divide and conquer. It's very effective, and it's working. I like this definition of resistance from Michael Walzner. Resistance is a form of collective civil disobedience. It involves physical presence and solidarity. It appeals to moral law and human rights. It is locally and communally based. Its activists are angry citizens, and its actions are nonviolent and occasionally intentionally illegal. But I invite you to notice a couple of those phrases. Collective civil disobedience. Appealing to moral law and human rights. Locally and communally based. We ain't going anywhere without those. Resistance requires multiple levels. For example, the black students who did sit-ins at lunch counters in North Carolina in the 1960s were engaged in resistance. But the whole civil rights movement was also resistance, just on a massive scale, or at least a much more massive scale, coordinated and strategic. None of that happened by accident. Coordinated and strategic. The mayors of cities like Denver are, in fact, resisting federal government by trying to protect vulnerable immigrants. And to truly reform immigration policy is going to take a whole different level of organization. Whole different level. The movement that will make meaningful change to current policies on climate change, immigration, education, and so on will be formed from local participatory politics. But to be successful on the national level, thousands of these localized groups will have to be flexible enough to give over some control to a national movement. That's hard for us liberals. We don't like to do that. Amen? David Brooks wrote, "It's time for a comprehensive national civic uprising. It's time for Americans in universities and law and business and nonprofits and the scientific community, civil servants and beyond to form one coordinated mass movement. Trump is about power, and the only way he will be stopped is if he's confronted by a movement that possesses rival power. Honestly, at this moment, it remains to be seen whether meaningful resistance, as in organization, strategic thinking, tactical discipline, can be created and maintained over time. It's worth noting that these are precisely the qualities that the Tea Party had, however clumsily, about 15 years ago. Many of us will remember that. When they were resisting President Obama, they were tiny compared to what they accomplished. Tiny. But they had organization, strategic thinking, and tactical discipline sustained over time. To be fair, they also had Fox News echoing their message and singing their praises 24 hours a day. Doctors Erica Chenoweth and Maria Stefan researched 323 mass actions of resistance all over the world between 1900 and 2006. They found that the single most reliable predictor of success was a commitment to nonviolence and nonviolent methods. Movements that use or embrace violence tend to get crushed, and the few that succeed by those methods end up becoming remarkably similar to what they replaced. Nonviolent campaigns are less likely to cause anyone physical harm. They are more accessible to a wide range of people, and they lead to more peaceful and democratic results. This is awesome. It turns out the greatest predictor of a movement's decision to choose and commit to nonviolence is not whether that group is left-wing or right-wing, not whether the group is religious, not whether it's resisting a democracy or a dictatorship. Turns out the most reliable predictor of a movement's decision to adopt and discipline themselves to nonviolence is how much it values the equality of women in public life. I actually believe that if liberals and progressives can organize in a way that truly includes, empowers, and values women as full, equal partners in the movement and in public life, just that would tip the scales in our favor. There's a wonderful TED Talk from Julia Baca, and she notes the role of women in nonviolent movement and how consistently women are central to those movements, even though they are usually left out of the narrative of the history when it's told later. You all know this. And this is true whether it's ending British colonization in India, or the civil rights movement in this country, or Palestinian resistance to the Israeli occupation, or the Arab Spring in the 1990s. None of those would have happened without the strong and powerful leadership of women. None of them. Who received pretty much none of the credit. And if you're paying attention, I hope you are, you may have noticed that the real leadership towards progress in the world right now, in 2025, and I mean thought leadership, organizing leadership, leadership of action, is coming from women of color. Think Jasmine Crockett, Stacey Abrams, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and many, many others. Call some out. Nicholas Kristof, whom I occasionally admire. Qualified admirer. Recently published an essay called 3 Well-Tested Ways of Undermining an Autocrat. First, mockery and humor. Especially humor that points out hypocrisy, weakness, and foolishness. The recent coining and the wide sharing of taco trade, taco tariffs, taco by T-A-C-O, Trump always chickens out. That has done more to undermine faith in this administration than all the gloomy facts and economic prognostications altogether. Amen? I'm not saying it should work that way. I'm saying that's the truth. That's how it works. Taco. Just one example. Nothing against tacos, by the way. Remember when a few Serbian activists put an image of Slobodan Milosevic on an empty barrel, put it on a busy sidewalk in Belgrade, and invited passersby to whack it with a baseball bat? That was priceless and extraordinarily effective. A global return on investment from a barrel, a poster, and a baseball bat, and an idea. Amen? Amen. Second, focus on highlighting the leader's corruption, hypocrisy, and economic mismanagement. Especially if you can do that, if you can frame it in a way that shows people that they have been lied to or duped. Nobody likes to be lied to or duped. It makes people angry. You know, we already have an angry electorate out there. We just have to kind of turn that anger towards where it belongs. Amen? And third, I think this is really key, drop the generalities and the abstractions. The general public will not change their minds from hearing about the education system or economic policy. Blah, blah, blah. Instead, tell the real stories of real people suffering real life injustices and use video. Then, and only then, after eliciting a sympathetic response, then show how that suffering was caused by the actions of selfish criminals who don't give a damn about anybody but themselves. Drop the abstractions. Get people's faces up in front of everyone. So all that is true. But here is the very best advice I have for you today. The single most important thing you can do is don't be an individual. Individuals, by definition, are isolated, vulnerable, and they get lost in the crowd. Don't be an individual. Connect. Connect. Go to meetings. Sign on to those Zoom calls. Join organizations that are already working for justice and inclusion and democracy, who are already resisting selfishness and oppression. Join them. Support them. Encourage them to join together with other organizations. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King had a lot of wisdom, but I think some of the wisest words he ever preached were these, quote, "One of the problems of history is that the concepts of love and power have usually been contrasted as opposites, polar opposites, so that love is identified with a resignation of power and power with a denial of love. What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Let me ask you, let us ask ourselves, how are we expressing our love for the children? Our children, all the children, and their children. Will they look back on us and feel that love? The short answer to the question of what can I do is this: collaborate. Converse, commune, organize, compromise, get out of your bubble, be part of something larger than yourself. That is how resistance works. Thank you.
Please remain standing or rise in body or spirit and join us in singing Keep on Moving Forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing.
Please respond with, "This work is ours." The commitment to nonviolence.
This work is ours.
The peace that passes understanding.
This work is ours.
The justice that precedes peace.
This work is ours.
The love that makes hate irrelevant.
This work is ours.
The freedom from tyranny.
This work is ours.
The end of racism, sexism, and classism.
This work is ours.
The dawning age of inclusivity.
This work is ours.
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 Our service is ended.